The Hot Topic boys are back in town with Devil May Cry 5 Devil Hunter Edition for the Nintendo Switch 2, which is basically an amalgamation of all the other previous versions of Devil May Cry 5 into one package, which is a pretty sweet deal. And this is a game I've somehow put off playing for ages. I've always wanted to play it, but never got the chance to. So I'm super excited to finally get my hands on it. And when I say a complete package, I also mean the Virgil version of the game, which came out on Xbox Series and PlayStation 5. So the Switch 2 gets everything. But is this game good? How well does it perform on Switch 2? Well, I'm going to get into that with my little rundown here. So let's start with performances. I'm pretty sure that's what everybody really wants to know. How well does this game run? This game was beautiful back in the day, which was 7 years ago. Oof. But it still looks fantastic. Capcom was really nailing their art direction with these high fidelity models and smooth frame rate. And I'm super happy to say that continues here on Nintendo Switch 2. The 60 FPS is super smooth with only like negligible frame rate drops. It was truly hard to tell as it felt just buttery smooth most of the time. I would say the worst case scenarios were happening during the cutscenes of all places, and I think that was fine. It was barely noticeable. They were just like one little dips every now and then. But did that performance cost anything towards the visuals? Once again, happy to report it looks fantastic. This game has a great art direction. While I can definitely tell this isn't like a 4K resolution, it's high enough to where it almost didn't bother me whatsoever. I was still able to see lots of detail and be able to assess what's going on during hectic combat moments. It did seem to have some resolution changes towards really intensive explosions and stuff, but those go away real fast. Like, this game is able to change back to its higher resolution really quickly. So once again, solid job. And these environments are vast with a lot of things going on. Destruction, explosion, physics, and lots of enemies about. And to be a little bit redundant, again, it just doesn't feel sacrificed whatsoever on this handheld. Like, one of the best looking things in this game are the character models with their high fidelity detail with both animation. It really makes you feel like this is an alternate world with really wacky things going on that make it kind of a fun alternate reality where people in cosplay save the day. And during my time playing this, I discovered something by accident. If you have a TV that supports 120 FPS, the game can actually go above 60 frames per second. I don't think it's a stable frame rate, but the fact that I can go above 60 to get even smoother responsive gameplay, which is again, very awesome to have, and this wasn't advertised at all. So that was a happy accident, though I did lose 2 hours of footage because my capture card does not like 120 FPS. And I'm gonna be honest, I look at games like these and I'm like, yeah, I don't think I need much better than this. And it really makes me question, are more powerful consoles even necessary at this point? The games look and run great, and I think consoles need to do something more now. I mean, this just works. Alright, well that's enough of me praising the performance and visuals. Now it's time to praise the game. The world of Devil May Cry is so personal and just fun to be around. The characters all have their own little quirks that just make them fun to be engaging with each other. They're a little sassy, they're a little punkish. That's what makes them charming. And the combat in this game really makes it clear on how to manage the different movement types and loadouts that are needed to succeed in combat. Like Nero, one of the main playable characters, uses his new disposable mechanical arms as like weaponry that can be good at multitudes of different types of strategies, which can really make you play how you like. And I really love that these arms are like a limited resource, like ammunition, because using the power arms special ability will exhaust them and you'll have to move on to the next version. And another great thing is it also functions as a grapple hook, and we all know grapple hooks make everything better. It's a simple fact of gaming, and this grapple hook can be used beyond just exploration. It can be used as a weapon during combat. And then to 180 that kind of gameplay, we have V, who feels like if the Pokemon trainer from Smash Brothers was placed in an action game, as you have to manage these different demons who serve different purposes, while your character is a bit more fragile and you have to avoid things, but you still have to get in the fray because your demons can't finish off other demons. You have to apply the finishing move. So this one requires more thinking and strategy, and I really grew to like that different mindset, even if it was a little bit more passive. Also, I'm a big fan of V, and on top of that, he adores reading poetry.
Hours of folly are measured by the clock, but of wisdom, no clock can measure.
Sorry, I got distracted there for a moment. But yeah, this game has so many different playable characters, as you have Nero, V, Dante, and as I said earlier, you can even play as Virgil. All these characters have a different moveset, and it's just remarkable to me that they made them all different and fun in their own way. It really leaves you wanting to mix things up and prevents things from getting stale and boring. And one last thing I want to mention that was a bit funny is since this game has all the content from all the previous versions, when you first start up the game, there is almost a humorous amount of unlocks right off the start. I just thought it was funny that it almost took half a minute to go through all the unlocks. But yeah, these are my general impressions of Devil May Cry 5 on Switch 2. It's another knockout. Capcom seems to not be missing at all on Nintendo Switch 2. And if you want to play this game again on the go, this version holds up remarkably well. But also, if this is your first time getting the game, you are getting a version that is not compromised whatsoever and is a wholly enjoyable experience. This version of the game, when you get your hands on it, it'll make you say, jackpot. So thank you all for watching, and for more on all things gaming, subscribe to GameXplain. See ya!